I am here and I'm ready for the Weirdie of the day. And yeah, I'm late because I'm still falling asleep left and right. So yeah, I fell asleep after dinner on the sofa and I just woke up. So if I sound a little bit sleepy, that's why, because I just woke up. So nice to see you guys, and I'm ready to rock and roll with my sleepy head. I don't know. I was Victoria has a little friend visiting, and after I was eating with them, I was thinking, okay, well, they were watching a movie, so I had to wait to make the video till the movie was finished. And I thought, okay, then I'll just lie down on the sofa a little bit while they watch the movie. And obviously, a little bit turned into a couple of hours. So here I am, ready to rock and roll with this monkey chunky thing. I'm not really sure what he is, but he looks a little bit monkey to me. And I'm gonna go with the tiger markers that I used earlier today. Earlier today, I made the one from yesterday because I like to make all of them myself as well, so that I have all 366 colored. So that was what I did earlier today. So I think I'm gonna start up here. It's gonna have a nice flow, I think. Oh, there's alarms in the street. Police, I think. So yeah, this one is just gonna start here, and then I'm gonna start here, I think. Maybe I'll start here as well, just in this little pocket, and this will go there. So I'm going to start here and here, and I think I'm going to start there as well. So let's see, we got this going. This one is a nice big one here. So yeah, I woke up, I fell asleep last night. I was supposed to have had a visit with my boyfriend, but he was apparently also sick. So that means yesterday I went to bed really early and fell asleep, which was really good, which means that I woke up very early this morning, very rested, and started the day early. Hi, Bev. Hi, Tina. Hi, Danny. Hi, Kat. Nice to see you all. So yeah, I started very early this morning, and I did the coloring from yesterday's Weirdie this morning, and that was fun to do it at another time. And yeah, then I've just been working all day and hanging out with Victoria, and then her little friend came, and I made them dinner. And after that, it was just like, okay, well, I'll catch some sleep a little bit while they are watching this movie, My Sister's Children in Africa. And I thought that was pretty neat. But I guess I had a hard time waking up because I was sleeping for a long time. I'm going to go here. This is going to be nice. So yeah, it's just my go-to markers. I think this one we're going to move it up on upwards, just to start somewhere else. It's nice and sometimes to just get a little bit of a different vibe. So yeah, and these girls, I think Victoria, she tried actually to wake me up a couple of times, but I guess I'm not very easy to wake up when I'm sleeping. And yeah, of course, since I was very early up, then I was sound asleep. So I think we're gonna do one here and here. That looks good. That makes sense here. I think we're gonna go there. The little mouth here. So yeah, that's kind of funny. That's gonna continue down, and I think this is gonna go out here and here. So yeah, I was very sleepy, but I still have a fever, I think. So I think that must be why I'm so sleepy, because it's not normal for me to be that sleepy that I fall asleep. Like anytime I see the couch, normally I'll be sitting drawing, but it seems that lately all I do when I see the couch is that I just fall asleep. So well, it will probably go away again. So, but it's kind of strange because I'm not usually a sleepyhead. So yeah, but I'm Mr. Newly Born Sleepyhead. This is the Tiger One number 44. So I'll just, this is the 44. I'll make maybe I can make a list. And let's see if I have a piece of paper. Oh, that was 44. I can just say here. I have a little piece of paper here. A little scrap of paper. And I will just write them down. Let's see. So that's yellow 44. If you have tiger markers. See here. Tiger markers. $44. And the next one is 41. The next one is 31. 31. Next one is, let's call 34. And 51. And let's see what's here, 54. And here we have 57. I hope this was what you meant, 57. And 17. And we have, let's see, we just make a new row, 17. 14. And then we have 11. And 04. And we have here 12. And this one is 02. And 07. 07. And this one is 01. So that's the colors that I'm using. I'll just put it here so you can, well, I don't know if you can see it, but it might help. So that's the ones that I've been using. So you can match mine. Nice to see you, Julie. Hi, Beverly. Hi, Heather. Hi, Dawn. Yeah, it makes it easier. That's good, Dawn. Oh, typing the list of the numbers. I can try to type it. I'll just put commas in between 44. 41, 31, 34, 51, 54, 57, 17, 14, 11, 04, 12, 02, 07, and 01. Almost like bingo. So there you go. Now it's I typed it in the comments. So we're moving on with the next color, which was 41. Number 41. Yeah, it's almost like oh shit, I'm like really tired. I must be really tired. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know why I'm so tired. I'm just gonna put the red over the orange right away. It's totally, wow. Well, luckily I was gonna put red over it, so it's no big disaster. But I hit the total wrong place, so yeah, I'm still sleeping in my head, I guess. Amazing. I've never tried to be that tired before that I would be doing something weird like that. But I guess that's the first for everything. I'm still not having my red wine, so I don't even feel like it. So I guess that's really odd too. But we'll see when I start feeling a little bit better again. And I'll probably be back to my red wine. But so far I haven't like felt like it. So I guess yeah, that's weird. So there's orange dots in there. Here. I really like this image because I like this little monkey looking thing. It's very charming. I had a lot of fun with the drawing earlier today because that one I've never really turned around a lot. And when I noticed how it turned out, when I turned it upside down, I was like so surprised of how cool it was and how different it was on the other side. So I really dig that. I was very surprised at that. It was really lovely. This girl Becky, who joined us earlier when I colored the one from yesterday, she actually hit up her color. That was really pretty. I was doubting because she said that she didn't know if she was going to be able to sit there still long enough to color it. So I was thinking, oh, maybe she won't make it, but she did, and it's really pretty. So that was great to see that. She got a good result out of it. So I think she enjoyed it. So that was lovely. And yeah, I want to thank everybody who subscribed on my YouTube channel. I really need as many subscriptions as possible because I need a minimum of 1,000 subscribers. I think I have 666 now. Yeah, so I need quite a lot. And the other thing that I need, which is going to be really difficult and I cannot really do anything about it, is I need 4,000 hours watched during the last 365 days. And I calculated that I so far have about 400 hours watched during the last 365 days. So that means that I'm missing quite a lot. And I can't do anything myself because if I watch it, if I go and push a playlist and just let it run, then it won't register, because it won't register the views that are my own. It will only register views from others. So I can't even like go play the playlist myself and then by that way get more views. So that's not a working tactic. So yeah, I'm a little bit screwed on that one. But I hope and pray for everybody's help with it, so that I can get somewhere with it. And oh, I have 672 now. Yay! It's up since I looked. So you can see I need quite a few more until I hit 1,000. And then all those views that I need, that is going to be difficult to rake up all those hours of viewing. But I'm hoping that it will be possible with the help of you guys and everybody else. And I hope that somehow I can make it. Yeah, I hope I can make that happen. So we're gonna go on with the red, where I already put a little bit of red, where I made the bloopy whoopy. Oh, that's awesome, Julie. That's really, really awesome. Oh, that sounds so cool. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. So I will be raking up hours, that's for sure. So that is awesome. And I'm going to be trying to share more places, little by little, to see if I can get some more. This is going to be that way. This is just going to be there, like that, I think. So, yeah. That's it for that one. I'm not going to, because it comes here. Naturally, that comes up there. And then there's this one. That'll be after. So yeah, I'm going to stop here with that one. Because it will come naturally. And yeah, Victoria is not sleeping. Hej begge to, Victoria. Har I nattøj på? Har I børstet tænder? Okay, men det er fint, så man klarer jo bare at børste tænder i morgen. Godnat. So yeah, I fell asleep on the girls. So Victoria has her friend sleeping over, but her friend already fell asleep. So I guess she'll have to brush her teeth tomorrow. It's okay. So yeah. Guess they've had a good time. They've been up as long as they could be up because I was sleeping. And my dad won't say anything. So, and I made my second cabbage dish today. So I'm gonna enter that tomorrow because I didn't make the post yet about the second one. Whereas really, I worked a bit on my spaghetti with Brussels sprouts, and I added on blue cheese to it and roasted pine nuts. It was gorgeous. It was really, really good spaghetti. So I was happy with that. It's a little bit like normal food, but it's my recipes, but I've made them before. I just, I added a few more ingredients to my Brussels sprout spaghetti dish. Just, to make it a little bit more interesting. It's very simple. It's still very simple, but it tasted so awesome with the toasted pine nuts and the blue cheese. And I mean, I had the blue cheese anyways in the fridge, so it had to be used. And the only person in the house who would ever eat blue cheese is, of course, me. I mean, my dad and my daughter would never touch it. So now I got it used up for this gorgeous dish that I did enjoy a lot. So that's a good thing. Maybe I should have made the eyes go different directions. That could have been a fun detail. It's a little bit too late now. There could have been so much fun. I don't know which. I mean, I'm gonna try it on the one eye, and then we'll just hope that the one that will go there will cover the orange on that side, because I think that could be kind of funny if they're going in different directions. Just this tiny detail. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and even though that it's a little bit too late for it, but we'll just see what color goes on top when we get there and see if we can save it. Oh, that's great. Hi, Jen. Yeah, I love this one. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Beverly. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for subscribing and helping me out with this. I think it is quite, I've been affiliate on YouTube for a couple of years. I think almost 3 years. So I was like a little bit shocked when they came up with this new demand and said that everybody who didn't have that, they would have to by that and that date. I think the date was like around February 1st. If we didn't have that, we would be kicked out of the affiliate system and then reevaluated to be taken in again once we've reached the minimum of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watched hours within the last 365 days. So that's quite a lot when you're thinking that I've actually been in the system of affiliate for almost 3 years. So I think that was a bit unfair. But I guess, that's their way of, I guess they're competing with the streaming activities, etc. on Facebook. Yeah, so the thing is, I'm afraid that with this, they might also revoke the thing where I can upload videos that are longer than 15 minutes. And that would really hurt my, my capability of making the speed videos. And there's a lot of things involved if I can't upload the longer videos, because I make them every day and I need the speed videos. And that would mean that I would have a serious problem in making, the speed versions and all that. So I was a bit worried about that. This also looked like a little face in the forehead of him. It might be like 3 cheeky monkeys, because there might be this one upside down hanging from a tree. And yeah, you never know. It's funny that normally, like for the first set of comments, I don't have to scroll. Like Tina, she didn't get to that part where you have to scroll. And it's not like that she had fewer comments than I do. So I don't know why it is that I, after a while, have to scroll to see the comments. That's weird. But I do. I wish I didn't, because it makes it easier. I don't know if I've made some setting on the comments. I mean, I never know. All those settings there are that you never know that are by default or not. So you see this one. I think this one actually looks like it's supposed to continue here. So I'm just going to continue it there, because it looks like that to me. They do bleed a little bit. Yeah. So I think it turned out nice also earlier. I think I was watching this morning, I was watching Tina's from yesterday, and it was just awesome. It was so sweet, and Millie was so nice and funny to have in the video as well. And really awesome live video from yesterday. So that it was really awesome to see it and listen in. I did that first thing this morning because I wanted to stop in yesterday, but yeah, then I fell asleep. Then she fell asleep, and it was just like I totally But I must be needing it right now. It must be the fever is getting to me or something, because I'm really very uncharacteristically very tired at the moment. So, but it must also be like, you know, that I was sick so long, and then I was only like well for a couple of days, and then I got sick again. So, so yeah, this is lovely. And I finally got the Christmas tree down today, because my Victoria's friend's dad was here, and I said, "Oh, it looks a bit sad, the Christmas tree." Hi, Yolanda. Oh, you just got out of the hospital. It was nice to see you. Hope you're doing better. I don't know what was wrong, why you was in the hospital, but it's good to hear that you're out and here. Weirdie party happening. That sounds nice. Yeah, it's really surprising. But then, you know, he looked and he said, "But I can take it down for you. That's not a problem." And so he did. And he also removed all the needles from the staircase that dropped there. So that was very nice of him. He was really helpful. It was very nice. Because my dad can't, and I can't. And Joseph was supposed to do it yesterday. But then he didn't come because he has as much of a cold as I do. And I don't know what's with Joseph. He said he went to the hospital to ask him for antibiotics for his cold. And I don't know. I would never go to the hospital for a cold, but hey, I don't even go to the doctor. So I guess, you know, we're just like different in that respect. So it's cool. The eyes going different ways. It would be a small detail, but pretty funny, I think. It's lovely. They are really beautiful, these colors. I mean, and they're beautiful to work with. It's such a pleasure to just put on. So yeah, I do like them a lot. My go-to stable set of colors that always works out really well for me, because it's got those basic colors that I need. I might be missing like a real dark blue. So, but otherwise than that, then I think they're pretty awesome. Pretty cool. So in the end, we didn't get a lot done. It was a good thing I didn't tell Victoria about my plan, because when we were having our brunch, after I made the video this morning, then my dad took over the bathroom. And when my dad goes to the bathroom to take a bath, he stays there for 3 to 4 hours. So we didn't make it to the bathroom before he did. Which means that, yeah, then we can't, you know, we couldn't go anywhere, because we need to go to the bathroom and brush teeth and have a shower. We needed that. And we couldn't do it for like 4 hours because my dad was in there. I don't know how you can spend 4 hours in the bathroom. I have no idea how that is even possible. I would get so bored. I mean, it would get out of hand how bored I would get if I was gonna. And I mean, I have a long hair. When I take a bath, if I really, I mean, it takes me like half an hour, and I have to rinse both shampoo and conditioner and everything. So I have no clue how you can spend that long time in there. How it is possible at all. But my dad can. He even brings like his alarm clock, so I guess he must be sleeping in there or something. Let's hope he doesn't drown. I mean, falling asleep in the bathtub, you might be drowning, you know. I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, so we was watching movie and I was drawing some weirdies and we were just, you know, chilling on the couch. And then Victoria's friend called to ask if she wanted to hang out. And Victoria was like, you can come here. And then, you know, when my dad finally was finished, we were waiting for them to come, so I couldn't leave because then, I couldn't go to the bathroom because then I wouldn't be able to hear the door. So yeah. And they always like, you know, they say we're coming in 1 hour, but then it turns out to be 2 hours. So we're waiting for them as well. And then the dad stayed and talked for ages, which is nice. It's nice to talk with. So when he finally left, it was time for me to almost cook dinner. And then I fell asleep. So I actually didn't even have my bath today. Yeah, crazy. Long day without getting to the bathroom. So I've been to the bathroom, but I haven't gotten to like take a bath because everything was just happening on top of each other. And then yeah, I fell asleep. Maybe instead of lying down after dinner, I should have just taken that bath or something like that. So yeah. 13 years old. Okay, I think I said 11. So 13. That's why she's so good at English. I think she's doing really well in English yesterday. And I just became friends with Mille on Facebook. She posted her lovely colored from yesterday, where the silver marker kind of did its own thing. But it still looks really cool. I like it. It's sort of like different. I like it. And it's fun when you can work on with something, even when something like that happens, and still have a great time with it. I like that. So yeah. I'm definitely still really snotty. So it goes sort of a little bit up and a little bit down, and yeah. But eventually it will go away. So I have to go and get some antibiotics or something. I think the doctor's gonna be. So I didn't call. I mean, I know I've been sick since like October, on and off, and that was what developed into the asthma attack, where I finally called him and I got the medicine. But I mean, I didn't call him. That was the only time I called him. So it's not like that he's gonna. Because normally I don't call the doctor at all. I mean, it goes to a point where I have to, because with the asthma attack, I just couldn't do it anymore. So it's sort of a last resort for me to do that. I also have to call that dentist. It will come. It will all come in its own due time. Let's see what happens. Yes, I was just having a very quiet day. It almost felt like a Sunday, and showing Victoria's friend's dad the different things that I've been making, and sort of, hi Carol, nice to see you. Yeah, sort of just hanging out. And my dad is all over the place, I think. Had a few beers today, so he's a happy camper, unless he's sleeping soon. Let's hope he sleeps soon. That's probably best for him, so he doesn't overexert himself in the shoulder. I mean, it must be hard for the shoulder to carry all them beers. That doesn't seem like, I mean, when you're having trouble even getting dressed and you can't do a lot because you're so bad with the shoulder, then I don't understand how you can carry 2 times 24 beers. I mean, that's quite heavy when you can't even do regular shopping. So, I don't know. I guess one can what one wants when one wants it. So yeah, I was laughing a bit about that today. So, but I think maybe it's because he was in for treatment yesterday, when they put some electroshots through the shoulder. So probably that has eased off the pain today. But then he'll probably have more pain after overexerting himself. That could be, I think. Usually there's a drawback. It's the same thing as if you have a bad arm or hand or something, and you take pills and then you just do what you normally do, and then the pain will be worse afterwards because you didn't feel it in the moment, but after it will be worse. So it might be something to think about in the case of my dad, that he shouldn't overexert himself just because he doesn't feel pain one day. It might be better to still chill a bit and not overdo it. But we'll see if he's in pain tomorrow. Or tomorrow he'll probably be very tired. He does have a tendency of doing that to my dad. So I bet he'll be tired tomorrow. It's shaping up nicely, isn't it? This looks good. I'm happy that I chose these colors because I already had them lying there from earlier this morning, and I was just thinking, I just have to get started, because when I just woke up, the only thing I really felt like was to keep Jan up into bed and just sleep on. Yeah, that's how I felt. It's so funny that I feel so tired because I'm not used to that feeling. So yeah, so I'm using these colors because they are sort of my go-to, and then I didn't have to think. I missed a spot here, yeah. So then I didn't have to think so much about the colors that I choose, and I really like working with them. So it's a win-win, you know, to have a nice coloring time without having a lot of things to think about, you know, to think about this color, that color. So yeah, I'm happy about that. And then tomorrow I'll make my second entry into the cooking competition, because I already took the pictures and I made the food today. So I'm sort of in the clear. Then I've made 2 entries, and that's a new max. Before we could only make 1 entry a week, and I made it. I kept asking for more than 1 entry, and we got 2, because, you know, it was almost always the same people on the first 7 spots, and I was one of those who was on the first 7 spots. And I thought, you know, it's not so much fun that the others can't like rake up. You know, there has to be more than one way to get points in the competition, was sort of how I felt about it. So I kept saying, like, you know, one way that the people who don't make it to the first spot, that they can also make some points, is that if you can make more than 1 entry, then they can earn some more points there by doing a few more dishes. I was saying, you know, I thought that the max should be 3. The new, he just made it 2, which I think is fine. It's good for me. And I do like to do 2 dishes, because I usually have quite a few ideas. And it's nice to try them both out when you bought the product anyways. Because usually I have, in one product, it might be too much for for one dish, so it's nice to get it used up, and then you can just use it up over 2 days, and it's fine. And I got my 2 dishes, and so I think that's a good thing. That was my idea, and I'm glad he listened, because yeah, it does give people a chance to make some more points in the competition, because you just get 1 point for a valid entry. So that way you can at least make 2 points if you make 2 valid entries, even if none of them makes it to the cutting line. And I mean, making it to the cutting line is difficult, because there are really some very, very, very good cooks there who and some molecular gastronomists that you just can't beat them, because they're so professional, and it's just like so Michelin, and also even like the techniques that they use and the stuff that they do, you just can't, it's not stuff that you can do at home. Well, you can if you have like a whole molecular gastronomy kit with all those machines and stuff, and and also the chemicals and things that you use to make this very specific things like that they make. It's just it's not super attainable for the everyday chef who's cooking at home. And of course, these people are awesome, and a lot of times they will run with the top prizes, because it's just such beautiful results that they have all the time. So then it's good that maybe ordinary cooks can have a little bit of a possibility by submitting more than one entry. So that was my idea, and I'm glad he listened. And then we'll have to see what happens more. And I'm happy, I got both my cabbage dishes done, because to be honest with you guys, I don't eat a lot of cabbage, because there's nobody who eats it here. So I mean, and I do like it, but I don't cook it a lot. So it's not one of my to-go-to. That was why I knew right away which 2 dishes I was gonna make. So there was not really a choice, but they're both my own, my own inventions. So, but I have made them before. But I just added a few more ingredients to make it more interesting. So cabbage soup, yeah. No, there is one judge, and that's the chef who made the competition, and he judges on a base of your ingredients, your description, and you're getting judged on the pictures, and then what he imagines it tastes like, because it's an international competition. It's over the internet, so there's nobody tasting it, and it's only one judge. So he's got a system on different things. You get points for the post itself, how well it's put together, the photographs, the ingredients, and all over impression, and then he will have to the creativity in the dish, and then I have a strong suspicion that you actually get extra points if it's vegan, and you get extra point if there's no bacon involved. But sorry guys, I love bacon, so in a lot of my dishes there will be bacon involved. I'm also a carnivore, so it's very rare that my dishes are totally vegan or vegetarian. They could be in some cases, but I do like to eat meat, so my dishes do involve meat and everything. So I'm hoping that he's not letting it influence him, but I do see a tendency for those vegan dishes to get judged a little bit higher. But I guess it's difficult to keep your personal stuff out. I do not. I don't know, because when I see his own dishes, I do see him working with meat as well. So maybe I'm wrong, but I do see a tendency for those to end up a little bit higher. But it could just be me. But no, we'll see what happens. If I find something really unfair, I might stop again, and just say, well, screw it. Because it is called a cooking competition. It's not called a vegan or vegetarian competition. So everybody should have a fair shot, no matter what they use. But of course, it's also about elevating that product that is the ingredient of the week. So for instance, you could make a very, very beautiful dish, but if the ingredient of the week just plays a minor role, like, if the ingredient is onion and you make a spaghetti bolognese where you have onion in the sauce, then you're sort of maybe not really doing the product, like you're not elevating the product because it's not the main ingredient or the main star of the meal. So there's a few things to consider there. No, the recipes does not become his property. So no. No, the recipe stays yours. Well, I mean, once you put them out there, anybody can actually make them if you're putting them out step by step. As he said, what he needs is just a list of the ingredients. We don't have to write the amounts used or the whole thing down. And some pictures. But sometimes I do step by step. Sometimes I do little videos and stuff. It sort of depends what I feel like and how much time I have. And yes, the whole idea is that you have to be creative, and you have to elevate the product to a new level. So you have to sort of bring it up and out. That's the idea, and that's what I try to do. And the creativity of creating a new dish. I do know that a lot of people, they do traditional dishes, but just with their take or something. I actually every time create a dish, my own recipe. I'm not making it from another known recipe, because I thought that was the whole thing. But I do see that others make like traditional stuff. But of course, this is a new dish in the way that they just made it. But I do like to think outside of the box and do something that maybe hasn't been seen before. I don't think I've done that with the cabbage. But the two dishes are beautiful and they taste good. So that's important too. And I have fun with it. You win Steam power or Steam dollars. So that's sort of the currency, the cryptocurrency that is used on that blocking system. On that blocking system, it works in a cryptocurrency. You also win that on your posts when people upvote you. Then you can win, or like get some Steam dollars and some steam out of it. It's sort of like if you liked on Facebook and you like what's worth. If you liked my post, then I would get 1 cent for you liking it. And then the more steam power you have, the more your like is worth. So that means if somebody who has a lot of steam power goes in and upvotes my post, then all of a sudden it's making more money, the cryptocurrency money. And that cryptocurrency, that you earn in there can then be it can be put in on a crypto bank account. So for instance, you have a wallet. So if you put your Steam dollars in there, you can exchange them for Bitcoins. And Bitcoins can be exchanged to normal money, to regular money. And the interesting thing about cryptocurrencies is that they go up and down all the time. So there was there's just been a period where Bitcoin's been going up like crazy, and now it's like crashing down again. But you know, it will be going up again, and it will be going down again. That's the way of these kind of cryptocurrencies, to keep them interesting to buy. And the same happens with the Steam. And this is just it's a blockchain where some of the surplus is delegated out as power to the users, and that power they can then use to upvote interesting material. And yeah, I've been on there not very long. I wish I had been on there since the beginning. I actually did get an offer in the start when it started. It was in beta, but I was like, I don't know, I don't have a time and energy to understand something new. And I was like, and then a year later I joined. I should have joined when I had the chance the first time around, for sure, because it is really very interesting. And if I had, I would probably have earned quite a steady, because the more you can also build yourself up, the more you will earn when you vote for yourself. So yeah, that's the whole thing. It's sort of like a strategic game, but just with cryptocurrency. Well, first I was invited when they started. I don't know how, but I was. But then I didn't feel like it, and then I started a year later. I mean, anybody can join Steemit and blog, but it's not easy to get started. You can post 4 blogs a day, and then yeah, you earn bit by bit. And of course, it has to be like interesting and original material. And I do think that I do provide that. And you know, yeah, then you can get lucky, and you have a post that makes like the equivalent of $300-400. But most posts will just make a few cents, you know. And sometimes, you know, you move up and you get more consistent and make a couple of dollars on each post, but it's sporadic. I think you have to be very consistent and build a consistent following that will vote for you, because there's a limitation to how many times you can vote in a day. You have like, you're set at 100% voting power, and then if you vote 11 times, then you're sort of out of voting power. So you have to sort of keep it at max 11 to be able to vote the next day again. So you can't just upvote everybody and like everybody. You know, that would be nice. But you have to sort of be a little bit picky about where you put your votes to work. But it's definitely interesting, and I mean, it's not easy for me to. Right now, it's actually kind of easy because I do the food contest, and then I post my daily weirdies. So I do post 1 or 2 blogs a day, and I'm having fun with it. And as long as I'm having fun, I mean, my strategy is that I'm just reinvesting everything in Steam power to first build myself, because that's what I would do if it was a game. And I'm sort of not taking any money out. Even if I have some posts that earn well, I just reinvest in the Steam power, because I know that that's the best way to get on, is if I build myself up. And then at one point, hopefully, I'll be strong enough to give myself a really good upvote, or give others a really good upvote. And then I maybe can start earning more consistently on each post. And that's when you can start like pulling out a little bit in my book. So that's sort of my strategy, what I work on in there. But the crucial and essential is, you know, that you have something that you are passionate about writing about or blogging about, you know. And you've got pictures of interesting stuff on your blog. A lot of people make the mistake that they just take other people's material and pretend it's theirs. Yeah, it's really good. It's still early. Oh, well, sleep well, Beverly. Sleep well. Sleep well. Get some rest. Yeah, I think it's very interesting. When I first joined, I was telling everybody about it, and everybody was looking at me like I was an idiot. And then when Bitcoin went up like crazy, then everybody was asking me about Bitcoin and wallets and stuff. And I was just like, don't ask me, you know, go research it and figure it out for yourself. I was telling you about it and how to get in the beginning, and you thought I was crazy. And I haven't really gone to the point of taking money out. I know a lot of other people who have earned and taken money out. I have earned, but I reinvest everything into Steam Power, because I think that that's the best thing to do in the beginning, to build yourself and get stronger, and not deter from that until you're strong enough to give yourself a good upvote. So yeah, I do that. I build and try to be patient. But yeah, I've seen people who, there's one travel, she makes travel blogs, and she makes eating blogs where she goes to really fancy places and eat. And she sometimes make like the equivalent of between $1,500 and $3,000 on a post. But her posts are absolutely beautiful. And I think, you know, she makes a living off of it. Imagine that, every day making a post that makes about, you know, maybe $1,500. If it's $1,500 in the equivalent on money, then half of it goes to her Steam Power automatically. So she can't just take that out. That's something you have to take out over a longer time. But the other half goes to her Steam dollars, which she can take out. So I mean, then it's like 750. But she was consistently making that huge amounts. But she had been on from the beginning. So I think those who had been on from the beginning, from when it started, definitely got it made. So I didn't, probably not everyone, but a lot. So it would have been something where it would have been very useful to have been on from the beginning, I think. So I was really regretting that I didn't jump on when it first was a possibility for me. But you know, that's the kind of the things, you make decisions, and sometimes afterwards we think, oh, I should have done that, but you know, then it's too late, and then you do what you can now. I'm sick of being snotty. Sorry. Yeah, it's not funny. I'm gonna have to blow my nose soon. So yeah, I think the whole idea is interesting. It doesn't cost anything to be in there or to become a part of it. What you earn is sort of in the system, in the blockchain. So yeah, it's interesting. And I think if something is interesting, it's worth trying. As long as you don't have to spend money to do it, it's worth trying. I mean, if you win something out of it, good. If you don't, well, then you didn't lose anything. That's sort of my strategy. I'm just going to have to blow my nose because It's an annoying nose. Oh my god, this is a big being sick. It's annoying. Utterly annoying. So yeah, I think in that respect, you know, trying something, if it's risk-free, I mean, the only thing you lose if you don't win, you know, is time and energy that you spend on making content. And you know, with me, I create content daily. I create content on Facebook. So if I can reuse the content that I make on Facebook, that I make for YouTube and everything, then I use it in there as well. Then it's just using it in an extra place. So I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not losing out on that because I create the content anyways, and then I just have maybe one extra place where I can gain something out of the content. So in that respect, I think it's stupid for me not to do it. Then sometimes, you know, I might make a blog where I take a walk on Christianshavn in my neighborhood with Victoria. I made some blogs when we were on summer holiday, or you know, I make some different stuff and can put it in there. If I make something nice food, then I take pictures and I hit it up in there. And when I draw this Weirdie day, I post that the day after usually in there, and my books and my art. So I have another outlet for some of the stuff that I do. And yeah, in the beginning, I thought that all artists would want to join, you know, make a new artist community in there where we can vote on each other and actually help each other make a little bit of extra money in there. But it seems that a lot of people didn't really understand the concept and didn't want to make an effort to go in another place. But I'm just thinking, you're creating the content anyways, and you're sharing it on Facebook, so why not just share that content that you're already making in one more place where you actually have a chance of maybe earning a little bit. And yeah, in the beginning we're talking about it might be cents, but you know, cents count up too, and all of a sudden it might be dollars. I think that I'm earning a couple of dollars a day in there. And yeah, I do reinvest it. Well, when people are like, oh, but then you should take it out now that it's, because then all of a sudden the value went up. I was like, the one day I was worth $1,800 in there, my account, because they calculate what the account is worth due to how much steam power you've got saved up. And it went from $1,800 to like $4,000 in my net worth. But that doesn't mean that I can pull it out, because what I've invested in the steam power is something that you can pull out over an amount of time, where you get a payout every 3 weeks or something like that, 30 days or something. Because instead of keeping them as a dollars in there, I put them in on the steam power to build myself, to make myself stronger, to make my boat stronger. When you start out, your boat is worth 0.01 cent. You know, 1 cent, that's what you're worth, your vote is worth. And I had built myself up to having a vote that was worth 30 cents. So when I clicked on somebody, they earned 30 cents. Which means that when I click on myself, I also earn 30 cents. Now it's down because the Bitcoin went down. So actually the Steam also went down. So now when I click on myself, I earn 20 cents. But that's still more than 1 cent. And then when others click, I earn from them too. And the whole system goes on. Then the people who has voted, they also earn from the post that they voted on. So if all of a sudden you voted on a post that will make a lot of money at the right time, then you also will make money from that post. So it's sort of like when it's finished, I think 25% goes out to pay all the people who voted on it, of what it earned, the post. And then the other one, 50% goes to you in Steam dollars, and the other 50% goes to you in Steam power. And then you can choose to take out your Steam dollars, or choose to do like I do, reinvest it in Steam power. So that's sort of like the nitty-gritty little lowdown on it. So yeah, I could probably have pulled out money, but I have a different strategy. And I think most strategies, if you're persistent and if you have a patience, it's better to have a long-term strategy than to have a short-term strategy. And long-term, of course, it's better to build yourself up, where you also prove that you're an asset to the community in general. So that's my strategy and my way of working. And I do believe that these kind of things with the cryptocurrency and stuff like that is a part of the future. So I think it's a good thing to be a part of and try. And I mean, if somebody's sitting and having few money or little money, but a lot of time and a lot of ideas and creativity, or graded writing material or something, then, you know, why not try? You never know. But of course, yeah, it takes work and it takes being consistent. One of the reasons that I'm probably not earning a lot is because I'm not networking in there, because I don't have time to network and build relationships in the community and, you know, being on the chit-chat channels. I'm too busy with the art to actually be that involved in the community. Whereas if I could do that, then I would probably be earning more, for sure. But then that would take away time from the rest of the stuff I'm doing, and I don't have time to give. So I'm doing what I can, and I think so far it's working out okay, slowly but surely. And I think most things are interesting to work on. This is lovely, isn't he? So he's a jolly one, a happy one, a happy camper. So yeah, I do think that the Steam it is very interesting, and you can find really beautiful articles from passionate people about all kinds of things, not only art but other stuff too. So it's and then you can find a lot of shit, you know. That's always the case, you know. But in the Steam, you know, the shit gets sorted out pretty fast. I mean, the girls who come on and think that they can impress with a low cleavage and pictures of themselves doing a dog face, they get a big surprise because they get nowhere. That's for other social medias. Oh, that sounds nice. Exactly, and I'm having fun with the cooking and everything, so it's a win-win. Priming 4 canvases, that sounds interesting. What are you going to paint? Yeah, you get more in the long run. You have to, and that's where people are like, oh, but if your post made $300, you should take the $300 out. You need them. I say, well, if my post made $300, then you have to cut it up, you know, that a quarter goes to those who voted, then half of it goes to Steam Power, which I can't take out, and then that other half goes to the Steam dollars, which I can take out, but I would rather reinvest them and earn more next time. So, you know, that's a sort of a strategy. And I think a lot of people think only very like hand to mouth. I know that that's needed when you don't have a lot of money, but still, if you want to make it in a longer run and in a bigger perspective, I think that's the wrong thinking and the wrong strategy, especially for something like this. So I'd sort of say, well, you know, I haven't invested anything in this, so I'm investing in it. What I earn in it, I invest in it to see if I can build something. So what did you prime the canvases for, Dawn? I want to know what you're going to paint. I'm curious. Sorry for my nose. It's driving me crazy. It's driving me crazy. This is nice. So yeah, I think after this I'm only gonna press download on the video. Did you see that I put up the new one on PayHip? The one for the 22nd, I think it is. Yes, put that one up today. This is the 20th, so we've got 20 days of Weirdies. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? So yeah, I'm also spreading the Weirdies on Steemit every day, and when I make the Twister live drawings, I also hit that up afterwards. The day after, when I got the speed videos, I hit that up. If I color Weirdie Dialer, I make it blog with that. So all the material that I'm making here, I also just, you know, reuse. It doesn't take long to hit it up after it's made. So in an essence, I'm just putting out my things on more than one channel. But I'm already doing that, you know, with putting it on YouTube and putting it up here. And I used to put it up on the blog, on WordPress, and I should try to do that also, maintain the blog. But now I've just been focusing on my art page here with you guys, and then I've been hitting it up on Steemit. But I should hit up those same things on the Global Doodle Gems blog, or better yet, just have my own. But you know, I think, yeah, what I'd rather do is try to work on making a site where I can collect all the different merchandise so that it's easy to find things, because I do find it difficult on the different shops to find anything in there. It's not very, I don't think it's very shopping friendly, these shops, to find products and stuff in there. So I would like to make my own site where there are links to the things that the merchandise, but it's easy to overview and find different products on. That I would like to do. I think this one will go down there, and then no, that won't go there. That will be the same. It'll just be inside the eye that I have a different dot mandalas. Oh, that sounds awesome. Oh, that's great, Tina. Yeah. I put it up now because I'm of course afraid, you know, if I end up in Facebook prison, then I can't do any updates on the group. So I just wanted to be sure that all the banners were there in good time, because I would hate if something happens and we couldn't get the banner up for the right day. And so it's just a precaution that I put it up this early. So it's not to print from, because the images on these banners are ridiculously small. They're very, very, very tiny, and it's definitely not to print the dailies from. They will come, as they always do, in a good quality, on a PayHip, when the time comes, when it's ready, when we're ready to begin with February. And yeah, I also have to remind you guys that I'm going to take down all the ones from January once we hit February. I was actually thinking, I want your take on it. You know, because you know the colored ones, they size down well. Just put on some light here so I can see. I was thinking to make, like, you know, with the colored Weirdies, to make like a tiny little collection in this kind of size with each little colored Weirdie inside, and just sort of that you could make a note next to it or something like that. Could that be fun? I mean, I can't make the uncolored Weirdies in that size because nobody would be able to color them because they'd be too tiny spaces. But a little book with the colored ones, I was just thinking that that could be fun. Well, maybe because I thought it could be fun to have a little book with the colored little ones. I was just thinking that it could be fun to use them for something. Make the book maybe in, I don't know, in postcard size or something like that. Anyway, so it's just an idea. Don't know if it's a silly one. Could be. Sometimes I get silly ideas and sometimes they work. And sometimes they don't. So yeah, let's see. Mini Weirdies, yeah. I was talking with Victoria because she thought that it could be really fun to have them on collecting cards. You know, like the way that she's got Pokemon cards. She would like to have cards with the Weirdies. And she's like, then I could bring them to school and then all the other kids want cards with Weirdies too. She's very optimistic about Mom's Weirdies. Very supportive of them, and she's sure that all the other kids will want them if she promotes them in school. And you know, you never know. I mean, if I could do something with the Weirdies, I have, in there's 366 for this year. I'll probably have 366 for next year as well. So I mean, I already have more Weirdies than there are Pokemons, I think. I don't know. I don't know how many Pokemon. There are a lot of Pokemons. But you know, it could be fun if I could make stuff like that. I think so. You know, I'd have to research how pricey they would be. I was thinking about making a book with little stories about the Weirdies, like more like a children's book, where you have a page with a colored Weirdie and a story, and then the next page you have an uncolored Weirdie, so that they could color it themselves. But yes, it would be pricey because of the colors. It would be a whole other price level than the coloring books. That's for sure. Because it would be in full color, and that would change the price level. But for instance, if it were made for a like interactive storybook, then it might be interesting. But yes, the price point would be up there for sure, unless I try to make it on Ingram and then pay to make it. Then I could probably keep the price a little bit lower. They're not as pricey with the color. They're still pricey, but not as much as Create Space. But they're just more difficult to work with, and it's more difficult to promote and everything. So I don't really want to do it. And always, you know, when you made a book in there, then there's all these things that needs to be readjusted, and every time that costs money too. And so I've sort of given up on using it. Because it's just not the thing that works the best is Create Space, really. And it gives you the best value. And the quality is the same, so there's no, I mean, I did research both Ingram and Lulu in order to find out if there was any better quality out there than Create Space, and none of them were better. Well, I would say Lulu might be a little bit, but the price point there would be so much more that nobody would buy it anyways, and then there's no gain from it, from using it. So I don't know. But you know, I'm like thinking in a line of where I'm thinking Weirdie a day, you know. Try to create a merchandise and other things around the Weirdies, so in case the Weirdies go viral or get some attention, then there's other stuff that is relevant on the Weirdies, and And also in order to use all the color that I made, make good use of them and make some fun stuff with them so that it's out there. I mean, the more stuff that is out there, the more stuff can get noticed. So yeah, I'm sort of thinking what I can do of extra interesting things with the weirdies. Collecting weirdies, exactly, to collect the weirdies. And that's why, yeah, I think that could be fun. Because all the weirdies are different. There's no two weirdies that are the same or like or anything. So that's why they're interesting for like a collector's items, like the cards. And I did find that I can do cards on like playing card size. I can do that on Sasa. I have to test it. But then, you know, they would need to have something more you could put on the cards, like a little story or something to go with them, I think. And since I made the stories in Joseph Shivery's first 3 books of The Broken Mind, then I definitely know I'm capable of making stories. And I could do that. Make some funky, weird little stories, but that are children friendly, of course, because I think it should maybe hit that audience also. So yeah, I'm just you know, brainstorming ideas of what could be fun to do. I think figurines could be fun, like little ones, like, you know, like 2, 3 inches, 4 inches, something like that, 2 by 4 inches or something. Been looking, but I would take like a 3D rendering program. I do have that, but I don't have expertise in handling it. To make 3D versions of them that could be printable. It could be fun. You know, if they could be collectible. I mean, they need to be bigger than this. You know, like, you know, that there's more people. But you never know if at some point they break through the wall, the weirdies. They're spreading all over the place. So, you know, this could be fun to have different options, different possibilities with them. So that's kind of things that I always thinking about. And that's because my brain never stops. I also think about these things when I sleep. My mind doesn't stop, so that's probably why it's difficult for me to sleep, because my mind don't stop thinking. It just goes on, doing. And it does when I sleep as well. So often when I sleep, I'll be working on ideas. I'll be working on a huge mind map where I'm sort of like putting things in order. And then sometimes when I'm awake, I'll draw up the mind map to get an overview. But I'll first be placing everything and playing around with it in my head when I'm sleeping. It's kind of a funny process. But I do suspect that this activity might be one of the things that prevent me sometimes from sleeping. So maybe now that I have a fever and I'm thinking less because I'm just full of snot, maybe that's why I'm sleeping so much, because I'm thinking less. But you know, if you're gonna do something, try to do it all the way through as good as you can, and I think there are more possibilities of, you know, getting the weirdies out. Maybe we should try to make some kind of expo I'm gonna try to look into places where there might be possibilities, because you know that they might also find it interesting that I have the video material of the Weirdies. So you Google drop your bev. Yeah, I have fever. I think that's why I keep falling asleep, because and that's also why I'm not feeling like at all having my glass of red wine that I normally have. We're going on like 5 days where I haven't had my glass of red wine in the evening because I just don't feel like drinking it. So then there's no reason to do that. And I think that's because of the fever. Normally I don't have problem, but I've just not been not feeling well. And that's a rare thing for me, because I'm used to not feeling well, but I'm not used to not drinking my wine. Even my dad put a few beers in the fridge for me, because he's got the beers on the balcony. But he put some in the fridge for me, and I'm just like not even feeling like drinking it. So yeah, I'm definitely I'm sick. I'm definitely sick if I don't feel like drinking. That's then that's really something wrong. uh, it is looking good. Yeah, I think it's taking its toll on me, because normally I don't have fever, because normally it's just the asthma and everything, but I'm just not feeling right this time. And it is really weird for me not to have my wine, or not to even want it. You know, that's like, it's strange when I always have it. But I guess, yeah, I guess that's just the way it is right now. I'm just hoping that all the sleeping will help, because I definitely have slept a lot since I started feeling sick again last. That was last Sunday. I started feeling sick, and then Monday I could really feel it. So yeah. So yeah, it's so good. I love these colors. I mean, I love working with these markers. They're just really awesome to work with. And they're just like smooth and easy. Smooth and easy and full of ink. And these I'm not gonna run out of anytime soon. So that's good. And they're affordable to get again. So that's another good point with them. Whereas some of my other markers, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to buy them. Whereas these are doable. At least sometimes they are. But I do have quite a lot of them. And the reason why I don't make a set out of them, I could easily make a set with all of them for sending, is simply because all of mine are unwrapped, and I really don't know which ones I've used and which ones I haven't. So I don't want to risk that there is one that I've used a lot or something if I make a set. So that's why I prefer, if I'm gonna make a set and I send out to anyone, it has to be still in the original package, non-opened, so that there is no risk that there's one that I used or something like that, because I do have a lot of extras of them, so I could easily make a few sets from those. But I don't want to do that, because I want it to be in the original packaging, so that there's no doubt that this has not been opened and it has not been used. It has to be brand new. So that's it. So if I'm gonna do the sending out of some, then it will be new ones that I buy in the Tiger shop and take directly to send. So this is looking really good. Looks awesome. I'm liking this little monkey, cheeky monkey. Oh my god, I think I watched like, I don't know how many children movies today. And I almost can't tell one from another. Because most of them are really boring. And then I'm thinking that, you know, I get offended on the behalf of the children, that these people who make these children movies must really think the children are stupid. I mean, the actors are overplaying their parts, totally overplaying their characters. And it's sort of like, you know, yeah, I'm thinking that these people who are making children movies in a lot of cases must think that children are stupid. Children are not stupid. And it's like an insult to children's intelligence, some of these movies. I know that my daughter enjoys it, and I think both her and her little friend, they got long faces, because I was saying, like, when we were watching this last movie today, it was called My Sister's Children in Africa. And all the actors, even the child actors, are totally overplaying their parts. It's like a parody. I know it's a comedy, but it's just they're overplaying it so much that it really annoys me. It really triggers me. And I was like saying, what do you think, that you guys are stupid or something? And they were both looking at me with like big eyes. And I said, well, you know, like they're like making it like kids don't understand general things because they're making it so stupid. And then my daughter, she was very like, but Blob, he's not overplaying. No, but Blob is fucking like 3 years old. He can't overplay. You know, I mean, come on. But the adults are overplaying their parts so much that you're just thinking, this is strange. That it's very strange for me. So I'm definitely not a good person to watch children's movies with, because I'll be totally critical, really annoying. And what I would be that with any movie, if I think it's stupid. You know, if I think it's not, if I think something is an insult to my intelligence, then I'll be very critical about it, because it will just annoy me, really annoy me. Stupidity can be dangerous. It's because it will make, you know, this kind of stupid movies is like in stupid television programs. They will make people more stupid than they actually are. I hate that. You know, we need more intelligent content in our lives, or at least content where you use your brain just slightly, instead of stuff where you like put an opinion in your head. I don't like that, and that's why I get sick of watching children's movies. And I really have to. It's hard because Victoria likes to see all the stupid stuff. And I mean, who can blame her? She's 8 years old, you know. It's what the other kids watch. Yeah, then I am really. I always laugh. Yeah, but I have been resting so much. I mean, it's almost like I couldn't rest more than I am. It's like crazy how much I've been sleeping. And I fall asleep constantly every time I go on the couch. And I feel like going on the couch a lot, whereas I normally don't do that. But I've just been like, yeah. Then if I go on the couch, I'm like, oh, there's a pillow. Look, there's a pillow. And then I'm like, oh, there's a blankie. There's a warm blankie. And then I lie down, and then I'm gone. So definitely. And yeah, I tell Victoria, wake me up, and she's like, but I can't wake you up when you're sleeping. It's impossible, Mom. Uh, so yeah, definitely I've been sleeping a lot more, um, which I'm not used to. But I also feel like when I wake up, like right now when I woke up and went to do the video right away, I was like almost feeling like a zombie when I woke up. It's like, not used to sleeping so much. And I felt like, like I was still asleep. The only thing I felt when I woke up was I just felt like walking into bed and crashing. Um, but of course I didn't because I had to do the video. Um, but I just feel like a zombie when I wake up. I feel like I'm still asleep. Exactly, the old Disney movies, the good ones. Um, and she does watch some of them. And the other day we did watch The Visit of Oz, and she liked it. So that was nice. Um, but there's some movies where when she suggests, can we see this one? I just say, no, that's a movie that you can watch on your own. It's not a movie to watch with me. Today we saw Robinson Crusoe. That was also an okay movie. It wasn't bad. It was a new version. I think she prefers animated movies, whereas I maybe prefer something with people in it. I do like some animated movies, the good ones. The good ones. I mean, uh, but I prefer something that has a real, like a plot and a story and something interesting, where you also might learn something. Ah, yeah. So, which ones? Where they have which ones? Uh, Bev. These ones they only have in the Tiger shop, and then there was someone on Amazon, but they cost like 4 times the price of what they cost here. But these aren't in the art shops because they're produced for flying tiger stores. Um, so you can only get them in the tiger shops or on that resell. I think it must be a reseller who's selling them for 4 times the price on Amazon, which is ridiculous because the whole nice part about them goes away with that price point. The whole nice part, it just dissipates. Um, oh shit, we're actually gonna hit that. I need the orange there where I made the blue bee. I think I'm just counting. I think it's actually gonna be that orange color that's gonna be in that spot. That is like crazy. Crazy coincidence. I think so, because this one is gonna be the light green, then it's gonna be the yellow, then it's gonna be the orange, yes. So it's not a blue bee anymore. It is not a blue bee anymore. Interesting. That's a funny coincidence. I like that. It's a very funny coincidence about the eyes. You know, like where I changed my mind and I wanted to have them go each their way around, but I already made one orange, and then I was gonna try to cover it with whatever color would come there. Turns out that the color that will come there is the orange I just counted. Um, that's funny. It's very funny. So it's pretty cool. So no mistake. It is very funny. Well, sometimes we get lucky. I got lucky here. Lucky mistake. I think it's gonna be a very colorful triple monkey. Get a yellow. I don't think that you'll find any because they're produced for the Flying Tiger. So I don't think that you will find a store besides the Flying Tiger that have them. Uh, Unfortunately, but you might find other dollar stores that will have some equivalent to them that might be produced the same place, just with a different packaging. You know, that might contain the same kind of ink. Um, I do know that I think they have a lot of their own factories producing stuff. The Tiger. Yeah, we got that going. I know that they have another cheap store in Holland that have also very cheap markers and that also are really good. I just don't know what it's called. I don't remember. It's not that I don't know. I just don't remember. Um, uh, but they have another kind of marker. You see, it just fitted with the orange having to go there. Pretty cool. But they also have like their own brand of this kind of markers. But I wouldn't be surprised if those come from the same place. I'll have to ask because I don't have those markers. I'll have to ask Joanna Hans if it's the same colors because she'll know if it is. Because she has both of them, I know, because she's from Holland. And she'll be able to say if they're the same or not. I think. He thinks she'll be able to tell if it's the same. Looks really good. And I made some new ones also today that I think are very nice. So it's every day I'm getting a few more done. So now we're on to that orange again. We just started the second round with the yellow. Oh, I'm even yawning. Awesome, Dawn. Exactly, I'm sure. But they're probably branding them differently for different places, unless it's one of Tiger's own production stores. So yeah, it could be. It could be. But a lot of the stuff in Tiger you can only get in Tiger because they are like they're worldwide. They've even opened in China, I think, a store. So I'm not sure that I don't know about that seller on Amazon because I haven't been in to look at it, but I'll have a look to see if it's a third party or is the Tiger store actually selling them there. But I don't think it's a Tiger store selling them there at that price point because they would keep the price point at what it's supposed to be at. I would think it's just an individual trying to cash in big time on them, if I have to be honest. Seems to me if you're charging 4 times the buying price in the store on Amazon, then you are definitely, maybe just buying it in the store and reselling it like that, but for quite a huge profit, actually. It seems illegit to me. There are a lot of cheating vendors on Amazon for sure. See, that one had to be, that was the one where I already had done it. So that was a very happy mistake. It turned out to not be a mistake in the end. So that was a good thing. So yeah, I'm thinking there's some individual who set up a store to try to cash in a bit. And that could be from anywhere in the world because you got Tiger stores in the UK, you got them in Holland, you got them in Germany, you got them in Denmark, Sweden, everywhere in the north and in the west. And they're even expanding to a lot of other countries totally constantly. They still have their headquarters here in Christianshavn. But I might be able to research it a bit more. I might be able to call them. I mean, since they have the headquarters here, like pretty close to my house, could be a possibility to research it a bit more. The one in New York, yeah. Yeah, I knew they opened one in the States. It got bought. He sold it, the one who started it. The one who started it, he was Danish, but he sold it. And he bought an old church and has turned it into like a community center. Investor was really nice. He's very involved in community and especially in arts, and he was very supportive of artists. I don't think now it's more like corporate and it's just expanding and franchising. So, you know, there might be definite possibilities that they're going to be doing a lot more that's mass producing and outside of the brand, or, you know, selling outside, but I'm not sure. But if they're getting them produced somewhere, then I'm sure that that place is also producing for other brands where they just do individual branding for the different buyers. So in that respect, I think it might be possible to find equivalents if they're not having their own place manufacturing them. If they're getting them made somewhere else, then it will be some plot, like with the colored pencils, where they just allow for individual branding, where you can see those different colored pencils that also are essentially the same ingredients, but different branding on each. And then it's just about how inventive the person who's branding it, or the company who's branding it is, to attract customers. How good they are at branding is what decides how much they will sell, and not really the product itself. But that has always been the case, you know. It's always been multiple sellers of essentially the same product, and they will sell at different price points, and they will have different branding, and the same people who love the one will hate the other one, even though that it actually is the same. But if they don't realize that it is the same, and they just love the branding of the one, and not the branding of the other one. I mean, I've seen people who write reviews where they say they hate the paper in a book, that the paper is so bad and they would never ever use it, and da 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 da. You know, I've seen that. And then they make a review on another book from another artist that is made on exactly the same paper, exactly the same, and they say the paper quality is awesome. And that's where I'm thinking, what happened there? You just said the paper is awful, I will never use Create Space paper, but now you're commenting on somebody else who I happen to know is using the same paper. And you're saying that the paper quality is great. They're just like, you know, they're not thinking, okay, what exactly just happened? You know, are they so, you know, just into that other artist that they don't see that the paper is the same as the other one? Or, I mean, that blows my mind sometimes when I see that, and I see that constantly with a lot of things. And sometimes I think, sometimes I'm thinking, well, it must be fake review or something. Or simply because, you know, if somebody really likes one thing, they are more positively inclined towards it. I mean, that could be. But I still think it's weird that a person is talking about the paper being so bad, and then they're talking about another book that is on exactly the same paper being awesome paper. Then you get like blown away, in my mind. And it does happen a lot. Hi, Anne. 3. And what's the price point? You try to look what the price point is in those in Manhattan where they have these, they come in sets with the 3 in one set, because it could be really interesting to know how much they charge for them. Because they're really, really great markers, and if it's possible to get them in the US, that would be the best thing, shipping-wise, because the shipping from Denmark is a disaster. It is so expensive. So if it's possible to get it somewhere in the States where it could be sent within the States, then that would definitely be a lot cheaper. If their price point is the same as, and I would think that they're keeping it the same as Tiger stores all over. So that would be really interesting. And also, you know, if there's somebody who's in New York, then it could be interesting, or in Manhattan, to get it straight from there, because first of all, shipping time would be way shorter and way cheaper. So it would be a lot better. So that's interesting. Remember to get back to me, Anne, on what the price point is there, what they charge for 3 of these markers, because here is 20 kronas, and 20 kronas, I'm just going to check on the current rate. One set of 3 costs 20 kronas in Denmark. 20, and that is $3.02. That's what the what 3 of them cost in Denmark. So that's about $1 a piece. So could be really interesting to know, because I would think that they would be trying to keep the same price point all over on these tiger markers. So if they're around $3, well, going exchange rate says $3.02 right now, current, on my app, my converter. So that could be very interesting. Yeah, if the price is as good as in Denmark, because it would definitely be You're already done? Yeah. Awesome, man. That sounds great. They carry a very, very wide variety. I mean, from toys to art materials to, you know, Tupperware, kitchen stuff, personal care, like, you know, like bath things and makeup and candy. And I mean, you name it, they got it. You know, nail polish. Yeah, and they're always like, there's always specific, every month there's a specific range of products of the month and stuff like that. So they have like a really huge, it's like the dollar store. It's kind of like a dollar store. Yeah, that's the rate right now, this moment, when I looked in the conversion app of dollar to, of Danish kroner to dollar. So so they're about $1 each. I don't know about this eyes yet. I'll wait with them, make a decision later. Cincinnati, 50 miles. Is it, how much is it? I don't know, miles and kilometers, how far it is. How long a drive? How long does it take? Approximately. Great cat. Yeah, people are depending on him. It's very, very important. It's about, you know, the world situation. It's a global issue, and you have to tell him is a global issue. I mean, alcohol markers are very crucial. It's important. It's very important to some of us. I do think that some men don't understand the importance of coloring materials. They may have missed the point on that boat. Weirdie friends, the weirdies want to know. 1 minus 1 point. Okay, so that's pretty far anyways. Hi Rose, nice to see you. So it's definitely taking shape, and I'm looking forward to the one tomorrow as well. I was actually, initially, I was thinking to do this one with the sick clean brush because there's so many small spaces, so I thought it was perfect for that. But since I was feeling like a zombie, just waking up from my couch nap, and I don't think those couch naps are very good for me because they're hurting my hips. Because my couch is, well, my couch is from the garbage. A friend of mine, he found it in the garbage, but it was a big, you know, corner couch, black leather. So, you know, you can just wash it off. So, and it was for free, you know, for that price. It was a great bargain, and he came with it in a van with a friend and carried it up. So it was a great bargain for me. It cost me 2 beers and a couple of cigarettes for the guys when they landed with it, and they put it together and put it up for me and everything. So, I mean, my friend, he's always, if he finds stuff, he's always thinking about what I need and what I don't have, or what would be better than what I already have. So if he finds something that he thinks could, you know, be better than what I have, he will call me and say, I found this, and then he'll take a picture and send it and ask me if I want it instead of what I have, or, you know, so that's very nice. So that's how I got my couch, but it is definitely not very good to sleep on because it's worn out. I mean, it's I can definitely feel it in my hips every time I sleep on it. But before I had a bed that would, I mean, oh my God, I will hurt so much when I woke up in the morning. Sometimes I couldn't walk because the bed was my mom's old bed. So, I mean, that was like bought in IKEA, like she bought it when I was maybe 10 years old. So let's say that's about 33 years ago. And my mom was a tiny woman. So she was nowhere near my weight class. So it was, of course, you know, it was a soft one that fitted to her weight class. So the combination of it having had 30 years as used, and being for a weight class, I should have a much harder mattress because I weigh more than she did, a lot more. Just made that it was so soft. So it would just pain my hips a lot to sleep in it. And that one I was sleeping in for the first 6 years I was back. And then last year I was walking home from the supermarket, and there was a big garbage where everybody can throw out big things. We have that like every 3 months in front of my building for the whole building. And there was a brand new bed there. I could see that it was new, that it hadn't been used a lot. I think just because somebody died here in the building, and then they just, you know, cleared out the house. And I saw that bed with the mattresses and the bottom of the bed, and it just looked really, really good. So I tried like calling all my friends, and it was a bit rainy, and asking them, you know, can you come by and help me get it up, because there was no way I could carry it on my own. and there was nobody who could, so I was afraid it was going to disappear during the night. But then in 2 a.m., one of my friends, he called back. He'd been to a pub or something. He said, hey, you know, I'm on my way home. I'm going to come by. If you come down, I'll help you carry up that bed that you were talking about that you wanted. Yeah, he came by and he helped me carry it up. I was so bruised on my arms because what I hadn't noticed was that it was one of those elevation things. So it actually had like a whole metallic function underneath that weighed a ton. But we got it, you know, we got it into the downstairs. I couldn't carry it up the stairs with him. That was just impossible. And my arms were like black the next day because of the bruising from just carrying it around the block. But I got the mattresses up, and then the next day, another friend of mine, he came by and helped the other guy, you know, then they both came at the same time, and then they got it up really fast. And then I had a new bed, and, you know, just like after sleeping in it for 2 days, I was feeling so much better. I didn't have a pain in my whole body. So that was a really, really good find. And all I did, you know, because there was no way I could afford a new bed. So with this one, there was no top mattress. That one was gone. Well, I didn't take the top mattress, to be honest, because that one didn't look like a thing you wanted. But, you know, the mattresses from underneath were perfectly like new because it had that top mattress on top of it. And so what I did the next time I had money, I ordered a new top mattress, a good one, because that was a lot cheaper than getting a bed, of course. So I just bought a new top mattress for it, and it feels like I have a brand new, a great quality bed, and I can tell you that bed has not been cheap. The only thing that was really, you know, a bit annoying about it was, you know, the whole elevation thing that, you know, it has that machine, but obviously they cut the cords. You know, they cut the cords over and the remotes weren't there. So I don't know how to fix that. So I don't have the elevation function. Oh, you didn't miss us, Rose. You're here now. Illinois. Well, date night turned out to be sleep night because my boyfriend was sick as well. And so I was just hanging out with Victoria. And then after X Factor at 9 o'clock in the evening, it was then 10. And Victoria wanted to see a movie, a children's movie that was on one of the channels. And I said, well, let's watch it in my bed. Then you can play cinema. So I fell asleep at 10 o'clock in the evening. And I slept until 6:30. And that's why, you know, this morning I got up and I watched Tina's awesome video from yesterday. And then I colored the one from yesterday on a live video that I did early in the morning, where actually, to my surprise, I was joined by some of you that are Nighthawks as well. So it was kind of fun. And just because, you know, I want to have them all, color all of them. So I did that this morning. Yeah, but now I have the new mattress. Lots of coloring materials. Yeah. No, but now that I found that bed, my back and my legs and my hips are doing so much better, because my hips were like really, really horrible after I'd been here in Denmark for 1 year. Also because I had a good bed in Spain. After I'd been here for 1 year, sometimes I couldn't walk almost when I woke up. And I would have to turn in that old bed. I would have to turn like every 5 minutes. Otherwise it would just be too painful to lie in it. So definitely after I found that bed it was thrown out and I got that up, my whole life changed a little bit. So that was a big thing for me to get that, and now it's awesome. I have it, and it's good to sleep in it, and definitely it's been an expensive one, and I don't think it was very old, the one I found. So again, yeah, well, most of the things that I have is things that I either have inherited or I have found. So what's your husband's hobby, Rose? Exactly, it was really heavy. Yeah, horse riding is an expensive hobby. This is awesome. It's really shaping up nicely. I'm loving the colors on it. It's so nice to see them colored. They become so much more alive and vibrant. I didn't share anywhere. I don't know if any of you guys shared, but I didn't, because I just went straight in because I was half asleep. So otherwise I'll have to share it afterwards. Oh, I hate that when the markets are going dry. That's so it's sort of depressing. It's no fun. Dry markets is no good. So now we have only 2 areas left, but this is a huge area. Yep, that's gonna take a bit of time. What? Let's see. Ah, okay. Airbnb guns. Oh, that's awesome, Heather. Thank you. Great, Tina. Awesome. Then, then that's good. It's been shared. I'm just like really. I don't know. I'm maybe I've become afraid of sharing because of all this Facebook jail. Because I'm so afraid that after a few times, like a certain amount of times, maybe they'll just totally lock me out of Facebook or something. I'm sick of that. Um, and I don't want that to happen. So, and I'm hearing about people going down left and right constantly for sharing. So I'm nervous about it. I'm not liking it at all because there's nothing really you can do with when it's robots that are in charge of taking you down, and you can't even get them to communicate back if you write an appeal or they say please write if you don't agree on this decision. And yeah, I've written all the times, but I've never gotten any kind of response at all. Nothing. Never any response, never any explanation, nothing. So I'm like thinking it's not worth it. So here I think we're gonna start on these because now we're back at the yellow. But I also maybe want to wait until we get down here and see what happens. I'm not sure. Yeah, well, no, I'm gonna start it. Yeah. And there. Here, there, and everywhere. Here we go, here we go. So we're gonna start it. We didn't start the fire, but we did ignite it. I think sometimes it's hard to remember the lyrics, so sometimes I just remember a few words from a song. I should listen to more music. Oh yeah, and I got like the other day I got a mail from my internet and television provider saying that because I have more than one item with them, then I get 3 bonus items that I could choose between a few different things. That it's like extra perks that are free. So I got this C plus with the movies, which is good because me and Victoria love to watch movies. And I got a book thing with audiobooks and you know, ebooks. So I'm looking forward to the audiobooks because I really love audiobooks. And the other one was the UC premiere. So there's like some premiere movies they have every month or something, and we have access to them for free. So that was a nice surprise. I think I want to actually here, I want to put orange around it. There. Ooh, I'm getting messages. This looks good. Looks pretty awesome. It's cheeky. The three cheeky monkeys, but here you see different. Here is like you got like a male face, then you might have a kitty cat on top, and then down here a little owl, and some extra eyes. Well, that's the way I see it. It could be like a male from one of those from the Easter Islands, those stone faces there. I was just thinking about that. It looks funny. And this could be a cat showing off some muscle. So it looks kind of funky here too. Interesting. I didn't see that before when it wasn't colored. I didn't see what I just saw now. So the colors also sometimes help bring out different visions of a drawing of these weirdies. I think it's interesting to see. I always like to get a little bit surprised. To write to, oh, I don't know now. Okay. That's not too bad, Heather. Oh, I hate that, Dawn. That's not so nice when you have to switch them out. Yeah. Yeah, I love audiobooks too. Yeah, I know they can, but it doesn't say anything about it changing. But I know that they're cheeky. They're really cheeky. But I think it's because they're losing customers because other providers might be offering better deals. So now they might be trying to keep customers by giving them some of the things that they will be getting on other deals. You know, So I think it might be one of those things that they're just desperately trying to hold on to the customers that they do have. But I'm always really careful with them because I know they can be really cheeky, and I don't want any nasty surprises. And they're already totally expensive. But I've tried so many different ones, and this is the one that works the best because this is the one that is also already in the building. And I've been through some others that just was problematic. And this is the one that works best right here in this building. Because I also have to pay less because my dad is paying the basics of it, because that's the one that he's got in a deal with the building that everybody in the building has. So I'm just paying for the internet and 10 extra channels. I think, yeah, 10 extra channels. I have where I just have 10 extra channels because I can't afford the full package. But I don't need the full package. The funny thing is I had the full package before, and actually where I have the old box, I have the old box in my bedroom, and I have the old box in my dad's room. And even though that I changed the what's called subscription to only having 10 extra channels. Then on the old boxes, they still have all the channels, but I'm only paying for the extra 10. But on the new box, which I have in my living room, I only have the extra 10. And that suits me fine because I do want to have National Geographic, and I do like to have CNN and BBC. So there's a few channels there that I like to have. Discovery. I have a few. Natural Geographic I have too because I think that's a good one. So I have a few of those channels. But yeah, it's just like that. It's just like that. I think it's turning out really lovely, this one. Well, I do think that every time. So I'm having like it's building up a big pile of the colored ones. I really need to get a folder to put them in so that I can protect them. Ouch. So, it's getting pretty. But yeah, I've been totally without television. I just cut it out for some years and then gotten back to having it a little bit again. And yeah, I think that's offering a substitute. I think so. We never get like door-to-door sellers here. I don't know if there's a law against it, but we just don't get it. But I think also people don't open anyways. So we don't have door-to-door sellers here. I think it's never been a big thing here. Maybe it's just in Copenhagen, I don't know. But I've never had a door-to-door seller. It's good. Looks awesome. Yeah, I'm happy with this one, the way it's developing. It's definitely gonna be great. Have you had a lot of door-to-door sellers in the States? I think that's more common there, maybe. We do have a lot of those that call to try to sell something on the phone. I hate that. And they have to be careful with me, because if I'm in the right mood, I'm gonna read them a riot act. Because I really hate, because they call in the evening time, and I think it's really inappropriate times they call, and I can get really angry, because I think it's an invasion to call and try to sell me something over the phone. That's one thing that really can get me boiling. If I'm in a good mood, I'll just say, you know what, you better just, hang up now and have a nice day, because you're wasting your own time and mine, because I'm never gonna buy anything anyways off of you. So, stop wasting your time with me. Or just telling me, no, I'm on social. I don't can buy anything, and then they sort of get the drift. But at other times, I might be slightly hysterically annoyed if they just manage to call at the wrong moment. I might just go off on a thunderstorm. So actually, I mean, that kind of line of work can be risky if you just reach the wrong pissed off woman at the wrong time of day. But it's not the people who are calling to sell. It's not their fault. They're just trying to do a job. But sometimes I'm oblivious to the fact of that, especially if they're cheeky. If they're cheeky, I'll get really annoyed. It's not gonna do anything good or bad for anyone. So it's better to just say straight out, you're wasting your time, you're wasting my time. Or someone else, idiot. But I do recognize the fact that it's just people mainly it's young people who just needs to make some money, and it's a buy job to be doing this telemarketing. So they're just trying to earn a buck. But some are pushy, and if they're too pushy and don't get the message, then I can get seriously angry. I just think it's such a rude thing to call people to sell something. It's just rude when they haven't asked you to call them. It's just sort of like an invasion of your privacy. I mean, for instance, if I'm interested in a product and they say, leave us your phone number for more information, we'll call you and give you more information. If I leave my phone number there, then it's because I solicited, I wanted the information. That's a whole different, that's a choice. But when they call you out of the blue because you're on some list that they bought somewhere, that really pisses me off. Because there are companies that will sell lists with the numbers on it. Oh, yeah. Bev, that's horrible. Well, I've never tried those. I've seen the Spectrum Noirs, and I always really wanted to try them. But I think when I've been looking, there hasn't been anybody who was called shipped to Denmark when I'm looking on the Amazon Germany. And if I buy off of Amazon US, then I have to pay import tax of 25% of both the price of the markers and the shipping, and that's just like ridiculous. So and the shipping itself is so expensive to Denmark from Amazon International, whereas I don't really believe that it can be that expensive. But yeah, so I haven't tried them. I would like to try them at some point because they look really good. Yeah. Yeah. Bev. Well, I prefer not getting any phone calls if it's calls from them. Yeah, the telephone company sells the lists. That's rude. Yeah, they look so nice. I've seen them and I like the look of them too. But of course, I mean, I'm also like the Tombos. I think look really beautiful. But I've seen some work with them where I thought it was very streaky. Um, so and they are totally overpriced here. I mean, it's like crazily expensive. I saw them in an art shop here, and they just cost a fortune. So the Tombos, that like box, like where they stand for with 100 in it. It's like really expensive here. I'm thinking, art shops here in Denmark aren't that clever because they are so into their profit. They don't realize that anyone can go and buy it off of Amazon for a lot less than they're charging. So that they're like shooting themselves in the foot by overcharging with so much. Because most people, if they see that they're getting like overcharged that much, then they will go and buy it on Amazon and just wait those days that it takes for delivery, because we can buy it on Amazon Germany. But a lot of the vendors won't, then there's some that don't send here. That's why there's some things that I can't get. But it's just stupid. If they put the price at a reasonable place, then people would rather buy it in the shop and take it home, because they also have that purchase slip, so if there's anything wrong, they can go back with it and everything. But because they're so greedy with their price tags, then they're sort of like ruling out themselves in some cases, because people do get more clever with time. It does take some time, but they do realize and recognize that, it might not be worth it then. So yeah, some shops are very greedy with the markup. So yeah. 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 So I'm getting there. Yeah, looking good. So we got this green one. The green one is going here. Oh, I forgot that one up there. I'll have to do that now. What's this one? No, it's actually already this one that I forgot here. Just this little space, I can see that. So now I have to sort of figure out what I'm gonna do in these spaces. Hmm. I think here I'm gonna put the light green. And here I'm gonna put the one after the petrol blue. This one. Okay, I should have done it on the other side as well. Light green in there. And I think this one, after that one, what's this one? Then I'm gonna put this turquoise here, because that comes after that one. And then up there, and last one, I'm gonna put this green because that goes after that one. So now we got that sort of as a sequence. Oh, you never use them? Tombos. Yeah, the Iridian pencils are also, those are also another one that's on my wish list to try, because they look so awesome. I don't know what they're like, but they just look really nice. They look like they're good. Tim Jeffs has been using the Tombow pencils, the Iridian, I think, and he's using the Tombow pencils right now. I think I saw him using them. A new set that's just come out from them. I saw him use on his YouTube channel. He just made a YouTube channel that looks really nice. He's a very good artist. So I both like to see his work and to, see his videos. He's very likable. Yeah. Okay, salt premium pastel. This is it. He's done. I love him this way, and I like him this way too. Pretty nice. Let's have a look at the one for tomorrow. Let's have a little look at the one for tomorrow. It's pretty awesome, I think. Yeah, here's the one for tomorrow. Look at that. That looks like a birdie. A little bitty birdie. And here it looks like something else with a hat on, a big turban or something like that. Yeah, so that's for tomorrow. It's what we're going to be working on tomorrow. And now we are done with this one. And I think it turned out really nicely. Maybe I should put some, I think those stay white. So I'm going to say thank you for tonight. And I'm going to, you know, download the video and then I'm going to go to sleep. Yeah, you know, I keep this white because I see eyes there. This I kept white also to keep it like, you know, a little bit drawing attention. And I keep this white in the center of the eyes here, just to sort of emphasize it. So that's why I'm doing it white. But it depends what you're doing and how you feel about it. You know, anybody can do whatever they like. This just me that I keep them white like that because I want to emphasize eyes and the look of eyes. So that's the way I see it. And thank you guys for being with me. And yeah, I'll try to get some more rest because I've got 2 little girls tomorrow morning that are probably going to sleep long because they were up late. So that's always something. So I'm going to say good night and see you tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow and I'll get some rest. So bye-bye and thank you for tonight.